The teaser for DUTEN RUNCH immediately sets a heavy tone. From the very first moment, you can feel that this is not just another chapter in the Yellowstone universe, it's a turning point. The legacy that began in Yellowstone is evolving into something even more intense. The DUTEN name has always stood for power, pride, and protection of the land, but now it feels like that power is being tested in ways we've never seen before. The teaser doesn't give away too much, but what it shows is enough to spark serious questions. Who is really in control now? Is the ranch still strong, or is it finally starting to crack under pressure? There is a clear sense that the enemies are closer than ever. The threats are not just coming from outside forces like greedy developers or political rivals. They seem to be growing from within. That is what makes this first look so chilling. The emotional weight feels heavier. The characters appear more guarded, more broken, and more determined at the same time. It feels like every decision will have consequences that cannot be undone. The land itself almost feels like a silent character again, watching, waiting, and judging every move. What makes this teaser so powerful is its atmosphere. There is tension in every second. The silence speaks louder than words. You can feel that loyalty will be tested, trust will be questioned, and survival will demand sacrifices. If Yellowstone was about defending a kingdom, DUTEN RUNCH feels like it's about rebuilding one after war. The teaser hints that the new generation may have to step up in ways they never expected. Leadership is no longer just about strength, it's about strategy and survival. The first look suggests that alliances may shift, and not everyone who carries the DUTEN name will stand on the same side. That possibility alone changes everything. Fans have been waiting to see where the story would go next, and this teaser makes it clear the fight for the ranch is far from over. In fact, it may just be beginning again in a much more dangerous way. The tone feels more mature, more calculated, and more intense. There is a sense that the past is not buried. It is coming back with consequences. The teaser does not rely on loud action to create excitement. Instead, it builds suspense slowly, making you lean in and pay attention to every detail. That slow burn is exactly what makes it so effective. It reminds us why the DUTEN story became such a powerful franchise in the first place. It is not just about land, it is about identity, it is about family, and most of all, it is about how far someone is willing to go to protect what is theirs. This first look promises that the upcoming series will push every character to their limit, and if this teaser is any sign, DUTEN RUNCH is ready to deliver a chapter that could change the legacy forever. Section 2 begins to dig deeper into what this teaser is really hinting at, and the more you think about it, the more intense it becomes. The power structure that once felt unshakable now seems fragile. In DUTEN RUNCH, control is no longer just about owning land, it is about holding influence in a world that is changing fast. The teaser strongly suggests that modern threats are becoming smarter and more strategic. This is not the kind of enemy that charges in loudly. This is the kind that waits, calculates, and slowly tightens its grip. That shift alone raises the stakes to a whole new level. The DUTEN family has always relied on strength and unity, but what happens when unity starts to crack? What happens when personal What makes this even more powerful is how connected it feels to the legacy built in Yellowstone. The original story was about defending a kingdom under siege. But now, the teaser makes it feel like the battlefield has changed. It's no longer just about physical territory. It's about influence, politics, and survival in a world that no longer plays by the same rules. The ranch once stood as a symbol of control, but in this new chapter, it feels like control is slipping through their fingers. The teaser builds this tension carefully, suggesting that every character is carrying emotional scars from past battles. Those scars could either make them stronger or break them completely. And that uncertainty is what makes this so gripping. Another major theme hinted at in this first look is legacy versus future. The DUTEN name carries weight, but is that weight becoming a burden? The teaser gives the sense that the younger generation may see the world differently. They might question whether endless fighting is the only way forward. At the same time, stepping back could mean losing everything. That impossible choice creates a powerful emotional conflict. You can almost feel that someone will have to make a decision that changes the family forever. And when that decision comes, it won't be easy, it won't be clean, it will come with sacrifice. The pacing of the teaser also tells us something important. Instead of rushing into big reveals, it focuses on tension. It builds suspense through quiet intensity. That creative choice suggests the series will lean heavily into psychological drama. Trust will not be given freely. Every alliance may have hidden motives, even long-standing relationships might feel uncertain. The ranch has always been a fortress, but this time it feels exposed. And that vulnerability adds a new emotional layer to the story. This is not just about survival anymore, it's about transformation. By the end of this section of the teaser, one thing becomes clear. By this point, it's clear that DUTEN RUNCH is not just continuing a story, it's redefining it. The first look leaves us with a strong feeling that the ranch itself is standing at a crossroads. The past is demanding loyalty, but the future is demanding change. And the DUTEN family cannot escape either one. The tension now feels unavoidable, like a storm that has already formed, and is just waiting to strike. What makes this so powerful is the sense that no one is fully safe anymore. The old rules may not apply, the strategies that worked before may fail. And that uncertainty creates a level of suspense that feels almost overwhelming. There is also a strong emotional undercurrent running through this teaser. The weight of responsibility feels heavier than ever. Protecting the land has always been the mission, but now it feels like protecting the family might be even harder. The legacy that began in Yellowstone was built on strength, dominance, and control. But this new chapter suggests that dominance alone is not enough anymore. The world outside the ranch has evolved. Power now moves differently. It hides behind deals, influence, and silent manipulation. If the DUTENs want to survive, they may need to fight in ways they never have before. And that could change who they are forever. The teaser also hints at a deeper emotional conflict, the fear of losing identity. For generations, the ranch has defined the family. It has shaped their choices, their sacrifices, and their enemies. But what if holding on to it costs them everything else? That silent question lingers strongly in the sear's look. It suggests that someone may be forced to choose between legacy and peace, between pride and survival. And when that moment comes, it won't just impact the ranch, it will reshape the entire future of the DUTEN name. What truly makes this teaser unforgettable is its restraint. It doesn't rely on massive reveals at D. Explain everything. Instead, it trusts the audience to feel the tension. It allows the silence, the pauses, and the heavy atmosphere to do the work. That confidence tells us that the creators believe in this story. They know the emotional stakes are strong enough to carry it forward, and as viewers, we can sense that something major is being set up. A shift in power, a betrayal, a sacrifice, maybe even a complete transformation of what the RUNCH stands for. By the end of this first look, one thing becomes absolutely clear. This will not be a simple continuation. It will be a reckoning. The DUTEN RUNCH is facing a future that looks uncertain, dangerous, and deeply personal. Every bond will be tested. Every decision will echo. And every move could be the one that finally decides who truly controls the land. If this teaser is any indication, 22.6 is going to bring a chapter that challenges everything we thought we knew about the DUTEN legacy. And once it begins, there may be no turning back. DUTEN RUNCH teaser doesn't just promise drama. It promises consequences. Everything feels like it's moving toward a moment that will permanently shift the balance of power. The RUNCH is no longer just a symbol of strength. It feels like a battlefield where the next move could determine everything. And what makes this even more intense is the sense that the DUTENs may not be fully prepared for what's coming. There is a strong feeling of inevitability in this first look. The past decisions, the old rivalries, the unfinished conflicts, they all seem to be circling back. Nothing feels random. Nothing feels accidental. It's as if every choice made in Yellowstone has led directly to this moment. That connection makes the teaser even more powerful, because it reminds us that this legacy was never going to end quietly. Power like this always comes at a cost. And now, it feels like the bill is finally due. What stands out most in this final stretch is the emotional pressure, the D. Here's also the possibility that this new chapter will redefine leadership itself. Who truly deserves to carry the DUTEN legacy forward? Is it the strongest voice? The smartest strategist? Or the one willing to sacrifice the most? The teaser leaves that question hanging in the air, and it's impossible not to feel the tension building around it. Someone will have to step up. Someone will have to make a decision that changes everything. And when that decision comes, it could either save the ranch or destroy it completely. By the time the teaser ends, the message is clear. This is not the end of the DUTEN story. It is the beginning of a new era, one filled with uncertainty, shifting loyalties, and risks that feel bigger than ever before. The calm is gone, the lines are blurred, and the fight for the ranch is entering its most dangerous phase yet. If this first look is only a taste of what's coming, then DUTEN RUNCH in 2000 is set to deliver a chapter that will challenge the family, test their unity, and force them to confront the true meaning of legacy. And when the dust finally settles, the ranch may never be the same again. The DUTEN RUNCH teaser feels like the calm before a massive collapse or a powerful rebirth. There is no middle ground anymore. The tone suggests that the upcoming story will not play it safe. It will push boundaries, it will challenge loyalties, and it will force every character to confront the truth about what they are really fighting for. What makes this final impression so powerful is the sense of finality mixed with new beginnings. For years, the DUTEN name has carried authority and fear, but authority can fade and fear can shift. The teaser quietly asks a bold question: what happens when people stop being afraid? That possibility alone changes the game. Power only works when others believe in it. And if that belief starts to weaken, the entire foundation begins to shake. This is where the suspense becomes almost unbearable. Because, as we step back and look at the bigger picture, it's clear that 2026 could mark a defining moment for this franchise. The DUTEN legacy has always been about control, family, and land. But now, it feels like it's about evolution. Can a legacy survive if it refuses to change? Can a family stay united when the pressure becomes too heavy? Those questions are at the heart of this teaser. And until the full series arrives, they will continue to build excitement and curiosity among fans. One thing is certain: when DUTEN RUNCH finally premieres, it won't just continue the story. It will test it, it will stretch it, and it may even rewrite it. The ranch has stood strong for generations, but every dynasty eventually faces its ultimate challenge. If this teaser is a warning, then that challenge is closer than ever. And when it arrives, the fight for the DUTEN name will reach a level we have never seen before. Section 6 feels like the final warning before everything explodes. The DUTEN RUNCH teaser doesn't just build hype, it builds pressure. By now, the message is crystal clear. The next chapter will not simply continue the DUTEN legacy, it will challenge whether that legacy even deserves to survive. There is a quiet intensity in this first look that feels different from anything before. It's not loud, it's not flashy. It's controlled, patient, and deeply unsettling. That tells us the storm ahead will not be random chaos, it will be calculated. What makes this even more gripping is the sense that history is repeating itself, but with higher stakes. The foundation laid in Yellowstone was built on strength and refusal to back down. But strength alone may not win this time. The world surrounding the ranch has grown smarter, more strategic, and less predictable. Power is shifting in ways that cannot be controlled by force. And if the DUTENs fail to recognize that shift, they could lose more than just land, they could lose their influence forever. By the end of this build-up, one thing feels certain: when DUTEN RUNCH premieres, it will carry enormous expectations, and even greater consequences. The atmosphere created by this teaser promises a season filled with strategic battles, emotional sacrifices, and decisions that echo far beyond the ranch itself. The DUTEN legacy is entering uncharted territory. The safety net is gone, the pressure is rising. And when the dust finally settles, the ranch may still stand, but the people standing on it could be forever changed. That's the power of this first look. It doesn't just tease a story, it teases a reckoning. The DUTEN RUNCH first look closes with a sense of destiny that feels impossible to ignore. It's no longer just about who owns the land, it's about who is strong enough, wise enough, and bold enough to carry its future. And that responsibility feels heavier than ever. What makes this closing impression so intense is the understanding that nothing will come easy. The foundation laid by Yellowstone was built through sacrifice, risk, and unwavering determination. But every generation faces a moment when the old ways must be questioned. The teaser strongly suggests that this moment has arrived. The ranch has survived attacks, betrayals, and political threats before. But survival in a new era may require something different. It may require adaptation. And adaptation often means letting go of certainty. There's also a deep emotional weight tied to the idea of consequences. Every action taken in the past now feels like it's leading to a single defining confrontation. The tension isn't just about an upcoming battle, it's about accountability. The choices made to protect the ranch may finally demand answers, and those answers could shake the very core of the DUTEN identity. That's what makes this teaser so gripping. It doesn't promise easy victories. It promises hard truths. Another powerful element in this final stretch is the sense of legacy being rewritten. The DUTEN RUNCH teaser leaves us standing on the edge of something massive, a turning point that could either rebuild the dynasty or break it completely. By now, the tension is no longer subtle. It's heavy, it's unavoidable, and it feels personal. The ranch is not just land anymore, it's a symbol of survival in a world that is rapidly changing. But symbols can fall, and when they do, the impact is unforgettable. One of the strongest impressions from this first look is that the upcoming story will not rely on old formulas. The battles won in Yellowstone were fueled by dominance and bold decisions. But now, dominance alone may not be enough. The new era feels colder, smarter, and more patient. Enemies are no longer obvious. Threats may come disguised as partnerships. Smiles may hide strategy. That shift makes everything more dangerous, because the fight won't always be visible. It will unfold quietly, step by step, until it's too late to turn back. There is also a growing sense that legacy itself is under judgment. The DUTEN name has always demanded loyalty, but what if loyalty begins to feel like a burden? The teaser hints that some characters may start questioning the cost of endless conflict. How much should one family sacrifice to protect land? How many lines can be crossed before the mission loses its meaning? These questions don't just create suspense, they create emotional depth. Because now, the fight isn't just external, it's internal. Another layer that stands out is the possibility of transformation. This might not be a story about holding line anymore. It might be about redefining it. The teaser quietly suggests that the future of the ranch could depend on someone willing to think differently, someone willing to risk tradition for survival. But change always divides people before it unites them, and that division could spark the most intense conflicts we've seen so far. Here's also a growing sense that relationships will be pushed to their breaking point. Trust will become fragile, promises will carry hidden weight, and even the strongest bonds may start to crack under pressure. The teaser hints that loyalty will come with a price. Choosing family might mean sacrificing opportunity. Choosing progress might mean betraying tradition. These impossible choices are what will drive the emotional core of the series. Because in the end, the greatest battles are not always fought with weapons, they are fought with decisions. Another powerful theme in this final stretch is identity. For generations, the ranch has defined who the DUTENs are, but what if they are forced to redefine themselves? What if survival means changing the very code they've lived by? That possibility feels both dangerous and necessary. The teaser subtly suggests that evolution is coming, whether they are ready for it or not. And evolution always brings conflict before growth. As the anticipation builds toward 2026, one truth stands above everything else. This will be a defining era, not just for the ranch, but for the entire legacy connected to it. The calm that once protected the land is gone. The certainty that once guided decisions is fading. What remains is tension, determination, and the unshakable question of who will rise when the dust settles. When DUTEN Ranch finally arrives, it won't just test the strength of a family, it will test their vision for the future. Because holding on to the past is easy, protecting the future is not. And if this teaser is any sign of what's coming, the DUTEN name is about to face its most powerful reckoning yet.